Okay, guys, so Darclyfe again. So I do a lot of reviews. Well, I haven't done a lot of reviews. My last review being Evolve, and as you can see, since the Evolve review, lost my hair. Got put into a sane asylum. No, it's just been some time since I made a review. So there's a game I want to review, and I played it beat it about legitly a long time ago, replayed it multiple times, and even now it's still fresh in my head. So let's just talk about it. My reviews aren't in depth as Angry Joe's, and they're not in depth as any of the other really good game reviewers. And I'm not here to hate the game for what. I'm not here to hate on games unless the game is really bad. So let me get here. The game I'm talking about, yes, is Square Enix and Don't Nods. I don't even know how to say it. Life is Strange, from the same developer that made Remember Me, and Remember Me. Yes, I believe it's Don't Nod. I know Capcom's in there too, though. Give me 1 minute. See, I haven't played this game. What the hell's I thought Don't Nod made this. There you go, Don't Nod. Yep, they made this. So let's focus on what I'm really talking about, though, and what I really want to focus on, which is I put on my top 10 games. I might make a video talking about my top 10 games. So, Life is Strange is very similar to that of the Telltale games, Walking Dead, Game of Thrones, and Wolf Among Us. Okay, it has a very, very similar game style. It's a graphic adventure played from a third-person point of view, and the mechanic of the game gives you the option of being able to rewind time to redo any action that's been taken. So the player can examine and interact with the objects, which enables puzzle solving or in the form of fetch quests, making changes to the environment. So you could change part of the environment to change one thing, and then if you feel like you made a mistake, you could rewind and go back. You have that option. So let's talk about the plot just a little bit. Life is Strange takes place during the week of October the 7th, 2013, and is told from the perspective of Maxine Caulfield, a 12th grade student of Blackwell Academy in the fictional town of Arcadia Bay, Oregon. So, Maxwell. Doodlebugs. Maxine Caulfield. So, voiced by the ever so amazing Hamatel. She brings this character to life, and I can't see anybody else playing this character as, just bringing the voice, the emotion to this character, just in with the whole story itself. So the prologue begins with Max, who is voiced by Tell, being thrown into the vision of a lighthouse destroyed by a swelling tornado. She awakes instantly in the class of her teacher, Mark Jefferson, who is voiced by Derek Phillips. I don't know who Derek Phillips is off the top of my head. I'd have to look him up on IMDb or anywhere else that he'd be famous. To restore her composure, she proceeds to the bathroom. There, Max witnesses the murder of a girl, and a single sudden effort, she winds time and is moved back to the classroom from before. Informed of the following outcome, she knows exactly what's going to happen when she rewind time. She hurries off to rescue the girl. Using her recently developed ability, it is revealed that the person that Max saved was her childhood friend, Chloe Price, who is also voiced by the lovely Ashley Birch, who also voices Tiny Tina in Borderlands 2. I know there's a few more, but off the top of my head, that's who I can think of, and I'm a huge fan of Tiny Tina. The two reunite and go for a walk to the same lighthouse from her nightmare. Max then reveals to Chloe her capacity to travel back in time. It is made known that that what she thought was a dream is rather than the reckoning of a future event, and the storm is an approaching disaster headed for the town. So, a wonderful setup for the first episode. We have a lot going on here, a lot of questions, and not enough answers, but it gives us just enough to pull us into to Life is Strange's plot. If you guys want to see the beginning of the Life is Strange gameplay on my channel, I have it there. I was going to make it a Let's Play, but then a lot of shit happened in between, so I ended up losing most of the structure to what I was doing. So I'm probably not going to be able to finish it on my channel. I might, I don't know. I'll have to look at that in the future. But for right now, I don't have any recording material or any recording software to do Let's Plays at the time. So we have a little bit more. This was Dontnod's Entertainment this was their second title, starring a female protagonist, because their first title was Remember Me. And them doing this, they show that girls can kick ass. And, Max was that type of character. She wasn't the ass kicker personality that Chloe was, but she was a person who had sympathy for characters, if you make her that way. Or she could be someone who's, still that person, but also the type to be given, to give in to the vices of being a cold person, just like Lee is in The Walking Dead. And you develop this character as you play. You create relationships, and it's what makes this game so good. It's because you feel like you're part of that. How should I say? Universe, and it's just so well done, and you'll feel like you actually was a part of this story yourself. I felt the same. I felt that way myself. Now, the game is beautiful. I will give it that. It runs on an improved version of the Unreal 3 engine, and it's beautiful. It was very artistic, and like I said, it had some very big influences from The Walking Dead and Heavy Rain in mind, and that's what I was getting at. It's even said here that Holden Caulfield, who I believe, let's see, The Catcher in the Rye. Yes, The Catcher in the Rye was Holden Caulfield was the name of the character, and The Catcher was the name of the protagonist in Catcher in the Rye. Shares a surname with Max, the game's lead. See, we have some we have some similarities here. We had a lot of inspirations going into this game, and it was executed very well. And you know, the characters were created using known archetypes. The first to establish an entry point. You know, we get to know Max, who she is at first. We get to know Chloe, who she is at first. We get to know Victoria as the mean girl. We get to know Kate Marsh as the bully girl. You know, we get to know this mysterious Rachel Lambert as a girl who is missing and nobody knows where she is. And we get introduced to these characters, even ones that are not there. We get introduced to the teacher, Mark Jefferson, who is really cool at first, you know, and has this really chill vibe about him. You know, he's really cool. You know, everything's done really well. And then it's used to subvert us for the sake of serving the realism, and the supernatural effects were designed as a metaphor for the characters' inner conflict. You know, not just Max has her inner conflict, but so does Chloe, because Max has this power. Chloe is pulled in as well. And even actual experts in the story, I'm not going to say who, even though it is, if you feel like looking through and looking at spoilers, that's fine. Experts were consulted to tackle the subject of teen suicide, and it was executed amazingly. It made me feel sad. It made me feel so many different emotions. And the first time I played Life is Strange, it brought me back to a real moment in my life, and it really made me feel how I felt. It wasn't a good feeling, but, you know, giving the opportunity to do it again, to go back and just restart that moment, do things right, anybody would do that in a heartbeat. At least I'd like to think so. So, for a while, you know, the first 3 episodes were already out when I got into this game. You know, I was like, this looks okay. But, you know, lately, this was back when Square Enix kind of had a meh thing going on. I didn't really know who Don't Nod was. I didn't know anything about Remember Me. I still don't know much about Remember Me. But now that I get a chance to actually look over this, I just think that this is an amazing game, you know, and it definitely goes on my top 10 for one of the best games I've ever played in my life. Changed my life. You know, there are a few bad things, like the lip syncing was horrible in the earlier episodes. It had some inconsistencies, and included the slang that was used, like hella, and, you know, I liked it, but, you know, these are just what people were complaining about, tackling of taboo subjects, like subjects that didn't really matter. You know, a lot of people just didn't really care too much about the smaller things, but the smaller things, in a sense, were what made this game stand out among the rest. Now, I will have to agree, the lip syncing was horrible. Until they updated the game, the lip syncing got a little bit more bearable. And, you know, but if you look past all these little things, it's not enough to weigh this game down and say, this game sucks. You know, this game is, by all means, a masterpiece. And if you guys haven't bought it now, you guys should do it. I love this game, and I will always, always love this game. And as for what I would put for its rating and everything, I love the soundtrack. The soundtrack is an instant 10 out of 10. You know, just going straight across the board. If you guys don't have the soundtrack already, you guys should go out there and buy the soundtrack. We have Jose Gonzalez, Sid Matters, Agnes and who was it again? Give me a minute. Give me a minute. Okay, so damn, I'm trying to remember. Local Native, Message to Birds, Bright Eyes, Vigilone, Agnes and Julia Stone. That's who I'm talking about. Alt J, Foles, Mudflow, Mogwai, Breton, Amanda Palmer, Brian Vigilone. Again, a bunch of amazing collaborators all in there, especially Jose Gonzalez, who did music for Red Dead Redemption. Amazing game. That's on my top 10 games. You know, that is a 10 out of 10 easily. Another game you guys should definitely check out. But to this point, Life is Strange got a 10 out of 10 on its soundtrack. That is one thing that will always love me. Take me for this game. That, you know, I would spend money on it again. I would. The plot, though it has its moments, and you know, at times you might kind of be like your brain hurts from all the shit that happens. I'm trying to keep away from spoilers as much as I can. I spoiled pretty much the whole first episode, but the whole first episode is, you know, the whole first episode I feel like is just exposition, introducing the characters that we have there. So for the whole story, I give the story about a 9 out of 10. I feel like the actual ending itself is kind of a cop-out, but that's just my opinion. I feel like one option's better than the other, and I'm not going to say because I feel like I'll be destroyed by the internet if I say. Then we have the gameplay. I got a little frustrated with the gameplay at times when I was rewinding and grabbing things, and you know, I was just like, what do I do at some points? You know, I like to say that I give the gameplay mechanics an 8 out of 10. So, you know, and the game is really affordable. I think it was about, the whole thing altogether is about 20 bucks. It's exciting, you know. So when I think about this whole game as itself, I give it a 8 in plot. Oh no, a 9 in plot, 8 in gameplay, and 10 in soundtrack. I give it about an 8 in replayability, because it's definitely replayable. You know, there's a lot more things to do. Actually, no, let me revise that. I give it a 7 in replayability, just because the ending, again, I feel like that one's a bit of a cop-out. But I still think, regardless of that, this game thoroughly is very much enjoyable. The characters are memorable, everything about it. And I hope you guys really do pick this game up. And I'm going to take this from Angry Joe. I'm a huge fan of Angry Joe, always have been. I'm going to give this game a badass seal of approval. I'm not going to take the seal of approval. I mean, that would be awesome if I could have my own seal of approval art, but I'm not an artist. I can't draw for shit. But, yeah. The overall score for Life is Strange is a 8 out of 10. It is a must-have. If you guys don't have it already, go out there and get it. You guys should have it in your games library if you guys love games like this. If you like games like The Walking Dead, which was a wonderful game, I give that game a 9 out of 10 easily. I would say get this game as soon as you can. And, you know, I hope you guys get something out of it. I hope you guys get that feeling that I got playing this game, because it literally changed my life in multiple ways that I can't explain. I won't go into too much detail behind it. I might go into detail on it for a Dark Vlog 3 by myself, maybe. But yeah, definitely an 8 out of 10. So I'll see you guys in the next video, and I hope you guys enjoyed this review. There's no images or anything. You know, I'm not a really big reviewer viewer, but I will give my 2 cents, and I hope you guys will watch it. I know this is a 20-minute video. If you guys feel like fast forwarding through bits and pieces of it, that's fine. I tend to ramble, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. My name is Darclyfe. See you guys later. Peace.